Hi guys, Soloq here with a new video, and this video is me praising Soloq Rbg. I will be playing at the same time, I think. I have been in the queue for 2 minutes and 29 seconds, so the queue times are very fast. And I want to say props to Blizzard on how they made Soloq Rbg a thing. I think Soloq Rbg is a fantastic way on how to approach a solo queue environment for BGs. And there are many people that say to me like, why is it not 10v10? Why did they have to change from the normal RBG mode? And I want to say that you cannot have a 10v10 mode like the normal RBG where you had 1 tank, 3 healers and 6 DPS and having a quick queue. That is never going to happen. 8 versus 8 makes the games faster first and foremost, which is a great thing for MMR and for CR purposes, because imagine every game is like 20 minutes long or 15 minutes long. It's going to be very annoying to win or lose. Now the games are maximum 12 minutes. It can end way sooner, but generally if it's a nail biter, it's a very balanced game, I would say. It would be between 10 and 12 minutes. 12 minutes being the max, which is a great thing. I think it's good for how you can win and lose. It's also good for planning your evening. It's also good that the solo queue, the queue times are very rapid. And hopefully Blizzard do not touch anything queue times wise. The queue times are perfect for DPS and healers. I know that my queue times were a bit longer on a tank because I wanted to test on a tank, on a protection warrior. I got 1 game in. It was fun because it was a Roasting Gulch match versus another protection warrior, but I can't imagine it being very fun whenever you're playing versus a garden druid, for example. But overall, the feel is there. I think they need to change a few things, but I don't want to talk about negatives because I feel like whenever you're talking about a negative, it undermines everything positively. For example, you can do 99 great actions, you do 1 bad action towards someone, and that someone is going to for sure remind themselves about the 1 bad action. And it's the same for a video. I can talk about multiple great things, and then I say like 1 bad thing, and someone is going to double down on the fact that I said that 1 thing, and that it is going to corrupt everything that is good about the game, which I think is not the case. I think it's a fantastic mode. I think it has way more potential than Solo Shuffle. I think Solo Shuffle is really close of being a reworked, for example. I don't think in the next expansion Solo Shuffle will be a thing. I think it will be merged with 3v3, but that's a prediction of mine. It could be wrong, by the way. But I think Solo Shuffle as a whole is a great mode. I just think the execution is not good because of the queue times and because everything that is tied down to the game mode. Now I'm playing I'm playing currently the Soloq Rbg, and the queue times were like 2 minutes. I mean, it's pretty fantastic on how good it is to actually finally play. If I want to play, currently I will have to take my kids from school. I have enough time to do 3 games before I can do that. While for Solo Shuffle, I have to plan carefully my day and say, look, I'm starting in the morning or I'm starting in the evening and I'm going to stop at this hour. Hopefully I get 3 games. Now for sure I can say I will have 3 games. I will have a blast while playing, and if I'm losing, it is what it is. At the end of the day, this is not ranked at the moment. It will be ranked, but it feels really cool to be able to do that. Now I need to do that. I'm going to stun you. But overall, the game mode is fantastic. Let's talk about the positives. I want to talk about the positives real quickly. I need to swap HP with you. Sorry, you might die because of that, but it is what it is at the end of the day. I choose to not die. Let's try to... Okay, never mind. I think I'm dead here. Yeah, I'm surely dead. Couldn't disperse either. But the great things about Soloq Rbg is the queue times. I think queue times for DPS and healers are fantastic. Healers, like I said, it's going to be a instant queue. I mean, at the end, is it bad that it's an instant queue? I don't think so. I think it's a fantastic thing. And for DPS, having a 2-minute queue is actually very acceptable. It's as fast as, let's say, a random BG for populated realms. I will say that random BGs on French servers were never 2 minutes. It's always like 5 minutes or 10 minutes queue times. More likely to be 10, by the way. So this is really cool for me. I really enjoy that. I can't wait to be able to play ranked on this game mode. I can't wait to just grind to have a lot of fun with it. And overall, it's a huge win. Now let's talk about the format. I think that's also a huge win for Soloq Rbg. I think in general, we are Horde, by the way, or we're crushing. For Soloq Rbg, I think 8 versus 8 is a success. I think having 6 DPS for 2 healers, and 2 healers always the case, is something that, to be honest, it's very hard to play now random BGs. I feel like this game mode is so fun, so fast-paced, that it helps that it's a 8 versus 8, where you matter as a player a bit more than a 10v10, and also not being forced to have a tank is a fantastic thing. I think the problem with Team RBG is it is a meta at the end of the day. You can choose your own teammates, so obviously you want to have the better group to play on different maps. For example, on Warzone Gulch without a tank, it is unplayable on Team RBGs, like the normal RBG. You know what I mean with Team RBG, I mean 10v10. If you're not playing with Garden Druid or Vengeance Demon Hunter, actually you're trying to troll a bit. You're trying to have fun, and that's it. You're not trying to win. And if you're winning, it's pretty much because of the enemy team and not because of you as an individual team for winning, for example. So what you had to do is maybe recruit a Demon Hunter that is able to also play Vengeance Demon Hunter, or play with a Balance Druid that is also able to play Garden Druid, for example. That is gone. You will not have to look for that dumb tank that is never going to happen. That's never happening. That's actually a fantastic thing. And I think as a whole, it's just what it should be, to be honest, for like normal RPGs. Maybe they should rework how it works if they really want to keep it like that. I just wonder if they are going to do that, to be honest. But right now it is a huge win. It's really cool. It helps that it is very fast paced. It helps that it is also written as the future of Soloq Rbg. I might die there. Am I dead? No, I'm alive. So the format 8 versus 8, perfect. I think the timing, the pace of the maps are also very great, very cool. Sometimes I feel like I don't have enough time to do whatever I want in an RBG. That's true. I cannot really fight in middle and have fun with that. That's true. But at the end of the day, it's a ranked game mode. You are supposed to play for objectives, so of course you will have less time to play between the middle points. Or for example, if you are on ST and there is gold mines that you want to go for, like waiting between gold mines and ST is just not an option. You have to go straight to between modes or nodes, excuse me. So that is also an option. I'm going to kill myself with this. That's fine, because I was being slowed anyways. I think it's normal that your Soloq Rbg experience is solely based about the cars or the nodes or the flags. But what's good about Soloq Rbg is that I feel like a lot of games are not stomp. No, of course, I show you that gameplay, which is effectively a stomp. Let's be honest, they didn't have like any cards captured. But at the end of the day, that's not really something that happens that often for me. Often or not, it's a really hard-fought battle, which is actually a very fun thing to have. I have to activate Shadow Form, unfortunately. I think I'm dead here, to be honest. Can I survive? I'm dead, unfortunately. Oh, he did a lot of damage, to be honest. But I think the maps and the pace of the maps are actually very cool. I think the overall rewards that you have currently are good. What I would like to see in the future, once the ranked system is out, is titles, a specific mount for Soloq Rbg. It should also be happening for Soul Shuffle, to be honest, but I would like to see a specific mount for Soloq Rbg. I would like to see maybe a separate set. All those things could be very fun, and I think you could learn from PvE, where they have a set for Raid Finder, a set for normals, or a set for heroic, and a set for mythic. You could have a set for elite, which is basically, I would say 3v3. You have to be 1800 in PvP. You have to be 1800 in Soloq Rbg. You have to be 1800 for Soul Shuffle RBG, or Soul Shuffle, excuse me, and you would get a set of a different color for every single activity. I think that could be very nice to see more gameplay from the players towards other modes, but we'll have to see. But I think currently, with the amount of conquest you win or loss, it's actually a very good thing to have. I think being able to conquest grind, honor grind, whatever grind you want to do gear-wise, is actually very nice to have it in the Soloq Rbg. Also, everything is scaled up, so there is a minimum IB level that you have in the BG. Of course, once you have Conquest, it will be overwritten anyways, but it's good for like someone that is like right now at least, which is not rated. It's actually cool for alts to actually catch up on gear, for example, or for people that do not want to get gear from the important Soul Shuffle 2v2 and 3v3, but they're going to try to do that in Battleground Blitz. I think that is a great thing. Now for the rated environment, once they are going to make it come out in 10.2.5 or in 10.3 or in the future, unfortunately, for the next expansion, which is 1 year, so hopefully we do not wait 1 year. I think it's cool to have the rated environment, but I think it could replace random BGs. Let me explain. I think it could be nice that random BGs is the normal unrated Battleground Blitz, which effectively is going to prepare you to the real deal, which is Soloq Rbg. And I think Team RBGs, which is 10v10, should also be reworked towards the Battleground Blitz format and have, like I said, either a tank or either 6 DPS. And for example, on tank with a 5 DPS or 6 DPS, or 6 DPS without a tank. You know what I mean. I think that could be nice also for the LFG groups. If you want to make a group without a tank, it could be nice. I think that could be the future of like RBGs if they are standing how they are standing right now. But overall, I feel like there is a lot of great things going on for Soloq Rbg. I think overall the queue times is very low. For example, 3 minutes average wait time, and it is really 3 minutes. It's not like Soul Shuffle where it's written 7 minutes and becomes 30 minutes. That is not the case. Also, when someone drops a queue, it really feels like you're going back to the top of the queue. And now I'm actually waiting on how they're going to do with our MMR and CR and how they're going to group people, if the queue times are going to be fast enough or not. I do want Blizzard to keep this formula of fast queues and maybe the discrepancies with MMR and CR, but that you still gain something whenever you're winning or losing. When you're losing, you should lose CR. That's just how it works with MMR systems. But I do feel like you cannot really have a strict MMR system in Soloq Rbgs because you cannot regroup all the time 16 players. Like at top end, I would say 2.5k MMR. It's going to be very difficult to find 2.5k MMR players every single time for having fast queues. That's not going to happen. So I think they should be a bit lenient about the gaps that you can have between 2.5k and let's say 2.2k, for example. But we'll have to see how they're going to do that. They have to address levers, they have to address AFKers, they have to address a few things before they actually can make it a rated environment. But I think overall, everyone that talked about Soloq Rbg, they always told me that's what they wanted from Soloq Rbgs. That's what they wanted before Soul Shuffle was a thing. They asked something similar, maybe not the same mode, maybe not the same pace on the maps, but they really wanted Soloq Rbg. And I feel really confident by saying that it is the current best mode for PvP in the game. Is it the most competitive one? No, because I think 3v3 will always be the most competitive one, because that's where the esport is, that's where the cash prizes are if you are going to compete, that's where the bragging rights are, that's where the best rewards are as well. But it doesn't need to be as competitive as a 3v3 bracket. It can be competitive, ranked, bragging rights, have some rewards, and go from there and become the real game mode that should have been at the start of Dragonflight. I think Solo Shuffle is a fantastic idea. I think they should be proud of how they actually made Solo Shuffle, because I think the person that actually came out with Solo Shuffle in mind, with saying, look, I'm going to make the teams as fair as possible, because you're always going to switch out partners until you have completed multiple teams multiple times, and then at that point you win or you lose. I think the idea is correct. It's just really unfair for healers, for example. While for DPSers, it feels like it's very fair, but the queue times are very long. And you have less bad lobbies, as, for example, opposed of having only one round of Solo Shuffle. You have the you're playing warrior with a Retribution Paladin with a healer, and versus a mage lock, for example, with an experienced healer. It's very hard to win those matches as a arms warrior Retribution Paladin, especially with a healer that is not on mic or on Discord to actually coordinate with defensives, because that's a hard counter towards arms warrior Retribution Paladin. You cannot really stomp a warlock or a mage at any point, because you have another caster actually free of everything, be able to just wreak havoc upon the Solo Shuffle, like 3v3, I would say. So that's why Solo Shuffle is currently in this form, but it cannot really survive the queue times. And now it could be that with Soloq RBGs, if one day it comes in rated form, that it will reduce the queue times for Solo Shuffle, because you will see way more DPSers actually queuing for Solo Shuffle, which will for Soloq RBGs, which will liberate place and space for Solo Shuffle. But for that, we need to have those two modes rated next to each other. Right now, it's unrated, unfortunately. So at one point, people are going to say, but I'm going to play for rating because I do not have anything to grind anymore. Or they feel like I'm going to wait for the real deal, which is understandable. I can understand people that say, look, I played Battleground Blitz the whole day, I found it very fun, but at the end of the day, there is no rating, and there will be no rating for the coming few weeks, few months from now. So obviously they're not going to spend all their time into this, but I feel like it's going to be a great indication on how the players really want it currently in the game. I think right now the only mistake I see for Soloq Rbg is that it is not a rated thing right now. I think it would probably be better to actually test it right now in Dragonflight as a rated thing, then wait just for the next expansion and have the rated thing there. I think that would be a huge mistake. I think it should be beta tested, I would say, right now for the next expansion to be perfect. The same for Solo Shuffle, to be honest. They should have done the rating thing in Season 4 Shadowlands, but they did actually the Brawl thing in Season 4 Shadowlands. Then you had the preseason where you had Garden Druids going rampant, and then they nerfed it. And then you had the broken MMR system that they had in Season 1, which effectively got everyone high rated, and in Season 2 where everyone got lower rated because of deflation, and also just in general the healer deprivation of the population of the healers for Solo Shuffle. So again, they need to fix something, but they have to test it before the real thing is going to come out in the next expansion, which is the War Within. So hopefully they're going to do that. Overall, big win for Soloq RBGs. I think it's a fantastic game mode. It's very fun, very fast paced. You can actually plan your day around. Hopefully the queue times are going to stay like this. I think overall it is going to be a fast environment, because you can solo queue or duo queue with a healer, which effectively is going to speed up at least 5 other DPSers in your team, because if you're duo queuing and you're a DPS and you're duo queuing with a healer, it means that you only need one other healer to pair with you, and you have other 5 DPSers actually happy to have the fast queue. So again, it's a system which is going to help a lot of games to be way faster, at least queue times, which Solo Shuffle, you cannot have that, because it's very hard to have a duo queue in a Solo Shuffle, how it's going to work. So again, thank you for watching. Again, let me know what you think about Soloq RBGs till now. I think I played way too much Soloq RBGs these days. I'm having a lot of fun playing a lot of specs and classes to know what I'm going to main effectively next week. I know I made multiple videos with mains and such. I'm a very undecided guy. The only thing I'm very sure about is Elemental Shaman and Arms Warrior. Fury, even as an alt right now, it is depraved of fun right now, so I don't know if it's going to be a very good thing going on into the new season. Maybe it's going to be better once you have the 2 set, but right now it is really a mess. But that's my take. Again, thank you for watching, have a great day, and be sure to stay safe. We will catch each other probably very soon in the next video. Have a great day, bye.